Okay, event 13 then. The title of this final event, sorry, of event 9, I beg your pardon. I'm confusing this with the earlier performance. I'm running two sittings of this event. And this event, for mainly for EST people, um, is event 9. I'm so sorry. This is event 9. There are 13 events. The GMT people actually had their final event today. But don't worry, the events will continue on. They are continuous, and I hope my audience will build and build and build until lots of people join me for discussion. Okay, so the title of today's event is Who Can You Trust When Scams Are Rife? Building strong support communities and networks. Okay, event 9 then is really about your support when you step into the limelight of your first-hand life, turn away from your 9 to 5 grind, you've cut the chains, you're on your own now. And really, I've done this, so I'm talking from experience. The most wonderful thing when I had got started was to find a really supportive network of people who were like-minded, doing the same thing as me, tired of the traditional work model, valuing themselves more than an hourly rate. And so I joined this community, and I've never looked back. They are there 24/7. They are always supportive. They will always help. It's so confidence building. And even when things in my plan don't go according to the plan, I can go onto the community and there's somebody who has had the same experience as me to commiserate with me and offer me advice. It's wonderful having a supportive community. So let's go on. First of all, before I go any further, let's just think about these reflective questions. Okay, it's always good when you're listening to a presentation to have something to think about. So if you have a pen, or even if you have a phone, and you want to write these questions down so that you can refer back to them as I go on and talk, that would be a good thing. The first one is, as you've begun to take control of your first-hand life, how have you experienced the power of connecting with like-minded people online? Has it shaped your journey so far? So as this is event 9, it's quite likely that you've already started the process of cutting the chains from your 9 to 5 grind and striking out on your own, being your own boss, using your own originality and uniqueness to create a niche market, and getting started representing yourself on the internet, building a strong internet identity. So if you have done that, then maybe this question is for you. Have you already experienced this wonderful support that you can find in digital communities? If so, please think about it and maybe we can discuss it later on in the event. Second question, in creating or marketing your unique talents and starting your internet business, who have you leaned on for support? And how has building or being part of a community empowered your progress? I can speak from experience. Being part of two excellent communities has been a very big part of my progress. It has empowered me. I would go so far as to say I couldn't have done it on my own. There are obstacles when you start out on your own. It's a little scary to begin with. You have to make sure you really believe in yourself, you really know yourself, and to help that bonding with your own confidence and your own belief, It's great to have other people around who are doing the same thing. You can test them out. You can try things out. What do you think of this? And they will give you their feedback, and that will move you on another notch. So in my experience, marketing me, my talents, and starting my own internet business, I have lent or leaned on many people for support. And those people have definitely empowered my progress. I'll tell you a little bit more about my story in a moment. Thirdly, as you step out of the second-hand life, so I should explain the second-hand life is your life living in the shadows, where perhaps you're not putting your own desires, your own values forward, you're compromising, you're holding back, maybe out of fear, but maybe also because we are urged to put other people before ourselves. And so, yes, like me, you maybe have been a teacher or a medic or somebody who is involved in helping other people, a social worker or whatever. And you put those people before yourself. I've done it all my life. Yeah. I've empowered other people rather than empower myself. I've tried to empower myself in vacation time, but that's not a very long time. And so nothing ever gets finished, nothing ever goes very far. So it's really important to get support, and you need it. I would go so far as to say you need it if you're starting out on your own. And thirdly, as you step out of the second-hand shadows, how do you see yourself not just as a participant, but as a leader or creator of a digital community that amplifies your talents and supports others on a similar path? Now, at this point, you may think, oh no, I've got to think of me. Yes, of course you have. And I have done that for the last 8 months. But now I've started my own community. I'm a LinkedIn member, and I've started my own LinkedIn group. Check it out. It's called Escape the 9 to 5 Grind. And in that group, I have many people coming who want to do what I've done. They want to get training, they want to get support. And I'm hoping to really build up that group to support others as I was supported. So you never know. Once you really get started, and you really start empowering yourself, then it's quite likely you may want to empower others. So please bear these questions in mind. The power of connecting with like-minded people online, a supportive community you can lean on, which empowers your progress. And as you make your own way, being totally dependent on your own creativity, maybe you see yourself as more than just a participant, but maybe as a leader. I would argue that all people who establish their own business, their own endeavors on the internet are leaders. You have to be. You have to be a leader to be able to keep up the pace and to deal with all the obstacles. Resilience is really important. Okay, so please, as I talk briefly about this topic, this theme for event 9, please think about those questions and think about your own experience. So going back, yes, you may be happy as a community member, but you may also want to be a community creator or leader. And this is something to bear in mind, because when we become self-dependent, we develop so quickly a lot of strengths, a lot of skills to support ourselves. And then there comes a point when we think, wow, gosh, I could help other people. And I would argue that that is part of being an online entrepreneur or netpreneur. You want to help others. You want to share your expertise, your experience to help other people. So at the beginning, you may be happy to be a community member, but then, yeah, like me, after only 8 months, well, actually less, 6 months, you may want to think about your own community of like-minded people. Of course, this is wonderful for your target audience, your target market. These people think like you, then it's very likely they can be involved in getting your income going and in getting your reputation established. So, two things to think about. Now, before I go any further, and dependent on whether or not you've attended any of these events, here they are. Okay, so I'll just briefly go through them. We started with event one, which was breaking the 9-to-5 chains. Now, at this stage, maybe there's a lot of fear, loss of security. Maybe you're scared to go out on your own when you've spent so long being supported by an employer. Well, here's the message. Yeah, maybe you felt secure, but this is not a thing of the future. Employees are no longer sure of security. Employers are dropping out, and because being an employer is very expensive, it's very worrying, being responsible for other people. So, especially since Corona, since the COVID virus, many businesses have just folded up because of the intensity of the responsibility for employees. So don't think you can rely on that for the future. Now, event two was about how to get everything you want in life, your ideal life. You have a dream. You have an ideal life that you would like to live. I'm sure you do. But perhaps you don't realize, or you didn't realize, that the way to start to get everything that you want in life is gratitude for what you already have. And I start my day every day with gratitude. I have so much already. And little by little, I'm getting more and more. So I need to start with gratitude and thankfulness for all that I have, compared especially with people who live in poverty, below the poverty line. There's so many now. They don't have a chance really, and I feel so privileged. So yeah, I express my gratitude and celebrate that. And this leads to true happiness. Yep, I'm an expert on this. Everybody wants to be happy, but true happiness is rather difficult to find. How about you? Are you truly happy? Is there a condition on your happiness? Can you say, oh, well, I would be happier if I had 5,000 more dollars a month income, or I would be happier if I had a more understanding partner, or I would be happier if I could travel to the countries I love, and so on. Okay, the what if. If you start with gratitude, then that gradually diminishes and you start to develop a very different mindset. This is the mindset of someone who is going to be a millionaire, like me. I'm a novice millionaire. My mentor is Michael Chaney. I go to school every day at Millionaire's Apprentice School, and I'm a marketer now. I've learned that from Michael Chaney, and he is guiding me towards success all the time, every minute. I'm getting closer. Now, event three was about your uniqueness. Everybody's unique. We all have unique skills, perspectives, maybe talents, know-how, knack. We talked about this in an earlier event. So yeah, your uniqueness is real. It's a reality. And we can market it, and I can help you discover your unique skills and talents and perspectives if you're not sure what they are at this point. Okay, so that's an important part in this journey. Event 4 was about goal setting, and yes, we are taught that goals are objectives, external objectives, and we work hard and then we achieve those objectives. Well, those are not the only kind of goals, and I would argue they're not the best kind of goals for somebody in your position who wants to get out of the traditional work model. You need internal goals. You need mindful goals. In fact, it's East versus West. The West is very logical, so the goals are outside and we work to achieve them. In the East, the goals are inside, and we go inside to melt into those goals. You need both, and I can show you how to amalgamate both kinds of goals so that you're really not only working towards concrete objectives for your business, but you're also working towards self-development, self-improvement, happiness. Okay. Event 5 is an hourly rate, a paycheck. Is this the right price for your passions and purpose? Part of this campaign is to show you and participants in general that everybody has a passion. Everybody has a purpose in this life. Do you know your passion? Do you know your purpose? I don't know, maybe not. I can show you later how we can find those things. But basically, if you become your own boss as a business owner, as a netpreneur, making an income from the internet, then you can set your own value for your uniqueness. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Event 6 was about your digital identity. This is essential on the internet. Everybody needs a digital identity. The internet is our refuge. What happens if there's another pandemic? During the last pandemic, everybody retreated to the internet. I worked remotely on the internet for 3 years. And so this is the future. We can be sure there will be more pandemics, more wars, more conflicts, more threats, more natural disasters. I'm sorry to seemingly be negative. I'm not. I'm helping you get ready for these eventualities. We have to accept that the internet could become our only refuge. So we want to make it a safe, rich, diverse place. And that's also part of my mission. More of that later. So yeah, don't get left behind. Step into the limelight now before it's too late. So I have the skills to help you to strengthen your digital ID. Event 7 was really connected to event 3, how to monetize your uniqueness. You know, I can't emphasize enough how important this is for our future as a human race. We need to embrace our differences, our diversity, not fight against it and, you know, overcome other people. We need to embrace the fact that we are all unique. We all have different skill sets. We all have different mindsets. And we need to work together to make global harmony. The internet is the best way for us to do that at this point. Event 8, your creativity. This is about sustainable creation schedule, which comes from the idea of the fact that you are a stitch to Indigenous peoples. In event 8, if you attended it, you maybe heard me talk about my experience with Australian Aboriginals, who, when asked, will say that they see life on Earth as a huge tapestry. And they see all the different species as stitches in that tapestry. So my question to you last week was, what kind of stitch are you? Are you bright, vivid, thick, kind of bonny stitch? Or are you faded? Are you broken? Are you missing altogether? And the Aboriginals, in their incredible wisdom, said clearly to me that the world is suffering from many, many broken stitches, faded stitches, disillusioned stitches, aggressive stitches, and so on. And so that's why the world is really falling apart, because the tapestry is not complete. Every stitch counts. So that was event 8. If you want to go back to it, yeah, you can look at the replay, which we sent out to you if you registered. Event 9 today is about building a supportive community or network. Now, this is really essential on the internet, and even UNESCO professes this is true. I'll be talking in a moment about a UNESCO report that has come out recently on digital communities and how vital they will be in the future. So we still have 4 events to go. 10 is about building resilience, which certainly you need if you're starting your own business, striking out on your own. 11 is about health and wealth. If you're healthy in body and mind, then you will attract wealth. Like attracts wealth. Like attracts like. So if you're positive, yeah, you will attract positive energy. If you're negative, negative energy. It's the law of the universe. It's always existed. Like attracts like. Then 12, that's how to live your ideal life, which I talked about at various points during the other events. I'll talk a little bit about it today too. And then finally, we get to event 13, which I've just conducted with the 9 a.m. GMT group, which is about preparing the financial side of this journey. And at that point, I'll be handing you over to Michael Cheney, my partner and mentor, millionaire, multimillionaire, who will be giving you access to 5 free videos of training for financial mastery. Okay, so that really is the climax of all these events. In events 1 to 13, I have worked with you on mindset changes, mindset shifts, and I've developed training to help you with that, and so on. Then finally, you'll get into the hands of the expert, Michael Cheney, who has 25 years of marketing experience on the internet, and he will prepare you for the next step. Okay, so those are all the events. This is the complete overview. Okay, there are these questions again. Now, you may have some ideas about these, you know. Let me move myself over here. Have you experienced the power of connecting with like-minded people online? Maybe on Facebook, maybe on Instagram. It's so nice, isn't it, to be liked and appreciated when you post your pictures or your posts or whatever you're posting, or to belong to an internet group on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, medium.com. There are so many now, TikTok. It's a great feeling to have contact or connections with like-minded people. And maybe if you've started or you're thinking of starting an internet business, um, maybe you've lent on some people for support already, and how has that empowered you? And then finally, stepping into the limelight of first-hand life as an internetpreneur, um, you may be thinking, oh yeah, I'd like to reach my like-minded audience by forming a community. I like leading people, I like helping people. Yeah, maybe I'll make my own group. And as I mentioned earlier, I have just done this, and I'm really enjoying building this community. Yeah. Anyway, more of that anon. So yes, digital communities and networks abound on the internet, and we can see, this kind of Zoom meeting is now really a matter of course. Everybody attends Zoom meetings now. And of course, we've got all the social media platforms, and here's an idealized picture of inclusion. So everybody can be involved in the internet. It doesn't matter if you are disabled or if you're elderly or if you're immobile, it doesn't matter. You can get the internet anywhere. You just need an internet connection, a Wi-Fi connection, and a device. And it doesn't even have to be a PC, it could be a phone. So everybody can connect with like-minded communities. So when you're a member of a digital community or network, these are the kind of things you can hope to experience. Yeah, resources. I belong to 2 amazing communities, and there's heaps of training, videos, and documents that we can access to help us on our journey. Shared knowledge. There are many experts in digital communities, veterans who've been there for a while. They've got the skills and the expertise to help you. Yeah, you can network. You might want to collaborate with somebody and build something with a partner. And a sense of belonging. Now, this is really important. Yeah, so many people now are isolated. I live in Japan. And here we have a big problem with particularly with 2 groups of people: the elderly, who tend to withdraw from society, and unfortunately, they become so isolated. And yeah, in fact, where I live right now, 2 weeks ago, we heard news of someone who had a very elderly person who had died alone in their apartment in terrible conditions, starving of hunger, just not able to look after themselves, but not having a way to connect with somebody who could help them. So the lonely deaths are a big problem here in Japan, and I believe so in the UK. And the other section of the population here in Japan that is in trouble is working people. We call them salarymen. That means they work for a company and they maybe work, many, many hours. I'm sure you've heard about this in Japan. Gradually, it's kind of being controlled. But yeah, when I first came to Japan 20 years ago, I met people who were working 16 hours a day virtually, 6 days a week, maybe even 7 days a week, no holiday, dedicating themselves totally to their company or organization and afraid of losing their position to someone else if they didn't do what they were asked to do. And I'm afraid that this is another at-risk group. We call it responsibility suicides. People are completely overwhelmed and burned out because they have no life except their work life, and many take their own lives. Yeah, it's so shocking. We have the highest level of suicide here, and many suicides are attributable to work, to the work situation and the burden of responsibility that employers put on these slaves that they command 16 hours a day. Really, it's changing, but it's really been so terrible here. Mutual accountability, yeah, this is another wonderful thing. You can try out ideas. So in my communities, yeah, if I get an idea, I go online and I say, hey, what do you think about this? Always get feedback, always. It's wonderful. There's always somebody who wants to help or maybe has the same idea and wants to know how you're doing it. And there's always an expert around who will come in and give you the expert advice. Yeah. Both communities I belong to have coaches and teachers, and we can get constant attention for our individual goals. Okay, so mutual accountability, yeah, that's really a big one. Emotional and moral support, of course, and diversity, yeah. Both my communities are international, and so 24/7, you can go on anytime online and you will find somebody chatting or somebody willing to listen or to report back on your post or whatever. And this way you learn a whole mass of different perspectives from all over the world. Any continent, every continent. It's so interesting. Cultural differences and continental differences. Oh, it's really fascinating. So there are many, many benefits of being a member of a digital group. We're not limited to borders and frontiers. We can communicate with anybody, anywhere, anytime. It's great. Now, if you are thinking, it would be so nice to have my own group. Wow. If you're thinking as a leader, I'm a leader, I'm a natural leader, always have been. It's just the way I was born. I was brought up as well. So this is a wonderful marketing opportunity because you've got authority and you can influence, you can develop loyalty, in your members. You can even get crowdsourcing if you want to go into projects for your group, scalability, sustainable revenue for your network, for your group, engagement, retention. And of course, you can, if you have your own group, you can be a superb customer service agent for your brand and really help people to get what they want in life. You can get tremendous insights into your audience for your product or service, your niche, as we call it, from a group. And you can get income from your group too, because they will, if you're marketing a product or a service, recommending it, then yeah, you may be able to help people by asking them to buy that product and make an affiliate commission. So there are many, many ways to make an income from the internet. Michael Cheney will be talking about that in the final 5 video training, Financial Mastery, and the Anti-9-to-5 Income Plan, which is a complete plan for your financial security for the future. So both as a participant and a leader, groups and networks are wonderful things. Now, yeah, many of the big organizations like UNESCO are already enhancing their vision for the internet because they, as I mentioned at the beginning, they see it as our refuge, as our safe haven, as well as our marketplace for the future, and information hub. There's nothing you can't find out about on the internet, I'm sure you know. But this report, which is called Reimagining Our Futures Together, a new social contract for education, this is a really trailblazing report, which I've studied closely, and I've taken the main points out for you today. So digital communities can prevent isolation, as I mentioned. In Japan, if we could get older people a strong digital identity, sorry, I'm moving around here, let me go back here, then they never need be isolated. They can always get help, advice, support 24/7 from their phone if they log into their digital community and chat with somebody. These communities enhance education, and I'm a big champion of lifelong learning. And I believe that elderly people and disabled people, handicapped people, and so on can learn brilliantly from the internet. It's a superb learning environment. I know from first experience, I've been teaching online now for the last 10 years, more or less. And many students say, oh, I much prefer this. I can work at my own pace. I can replay the videos. You know, there's so many advantages to internet education. Such communities and networks promote global solidarity and cooperation. We can learn to cooperate with each other. Different cultures can mingle and, you know, bond. Yeah, I've learned a lot about this over the last 20 years, really, with the internet. It's a great place to have a solid identity. We are all members, potential members of the global community. The internet is something that binds us together, and one day, very soon, it will be free and available universally. Everybody will be able to access the internet. I see it as our saving hope for the future. And yeah, it supports marginalized groups. So there are so many groups now on the internet who are in society who are marginalized. I'm thinking of the gay, lesbian communities. I'm thinking of disabled people, people with mental health problems, all manner of people who are marginalized because of their condition, of their perspective, maybe their history, alcoholics, drug abusers, ex-convicts, and so on. Yeah, it's a safe place for everybody, the internet, and it's getting more and more secure. So, yeah, the UNESCO really stresses in this report the importance of digital inclusion for groups all over the world. For refugees, I'm starting to work now with a group of refugees in West Africa who want digital skills so they can make an income from the internet. And they've lived in refugee camp for the last 3 or 4 years. But the internet could lift them out of that and help them to create a new future. Stateless people, people seeking asylum, you know, they're not excluded from the internet. They may be excluded from their state, and they may have lost their nationality because of war or conflict or whatever, but the internet will never exclude them. So it's a wonderful haven for them. There are many marginalized populations I could talk about at length, but no more time today. So let me move on. So UNESCO is really keen that everybody can have access, everybody, regardless of their status, gender, financial situation, etc., can access resources on the internet. And they can access supportive networks, and they can find education on any topic. Yeah, the education you can get on the internet is phenomenal. So let me just move over here. Now, I always find that quotations get me really focus. So I've got three here that may set you alight. The first one is from a very strong Buddhist priest who I have actually met, who is a wonderful, wonderful person, does wonderful work. And she says, Pema says, we are all connected. What unites us is our spirit. What divides us is our ego. Yeah, so as you probably know, Buddhists work hard to break down their ego. As she says, yeah, if it weren't for our ego, we wouldn't be separate from each other. We're united, we're connected. Our spirits are connected. Another quotation, which I really like, which is unknown, we don't know who said this: success is not a solo journey. It's not in a vacuum. Surround yourself with support, encouragement, and collaboration. Most of the big millionaires and billionaires and really successful founders of huge companies are surrounded with supportive energy. And that's part of their success. You need that support. You can't isolate yourself and be successful. You need an audience. And to get your audience, you need to give them encouragement and offer them incentives and benefits and so on. But it's a two-way street. And thirdly, Helen Keller, the very famous blind, deaf, and dumb revolutionary spirit, said, alone, we can do so little. Together, we can do so much. And of course, if you know her story, you know that anyone blind, deaf, and dumb, born like that, how on earth can they survive this life? So, of course, she had great help from her nurse, who eventually taught her how to negotiate the world and how to hear the world. And yeah, she became a teacher in her own right in the end. Helen Keller, an amazing spirit. Now, some people like statistics to show how successful things are. So I've got two here that are pretty good. 85% of jobs are filled through networking. 85%. So it's not an isolated thing, getting a job. It's about who you know. Yeah, recommendations. Word of mouth always speak much louder than anything else. And it's this emphasizes the importance of having a strong support system. Everybody needs a support system. 85% of jobs. Then, as 2023, over 4.7 billion people worldwide are using social media. Actually, that's much more like 5.5 billion now. The growth has been exponential on SM platforms now, which accounts for 60%. It accounted for 60% of the global population. So it's more like 85% now. Everybody has a social media account. Digital communities on these platforms significantly influence personal decisions, with 70% of consumers saying they trust online reviews and recommendations from virtual communities as much as personal advice. So, what do people do if they want to buy something or get a particular service? Go and find reviews about the various possibilities. And via those reviews, they choose and go ahead and get what they want. So, yeah, the internet is a source of, well, everything really that we need. Now, a little bit of a reminder about the training that I'm providing here most of it's free. I retired from my public full-time work as a teacher 2 years ago, virtually. And to begin with, I was burnt out and shocked and in a kind of trance. And then gradually I woke up and recovered and realized that I had so badly neglected myself during long, long years of empowering other people, living in the second-hand life. And so that's when this campaign was born. And I started to create training to help people achieve what I've achieved. Okay, so this is a 6-step blended learning course, free, which I've developed to be able to create your first website from scratch, free. Okay, and it will be mentored by me. So there are certain things you need to develop a website, but websites are the most secure place for you on the internet. Social media platforms are good, but they can fold, they can be hacked. You can suddenly find you've lost your account. I know so many people who have experienced this. You've lost all your followers. What do you do then? Well, if you have your own website, you don't need to do anything. It's totally secure. You are in control. Nobody can close you down. It's a wonderful feeling. I've got 5 websites. So they are 5 pieces of the internet. It's real estate. Your domain is your real estate in this age, the digital age. In the past, it used to be your social security number and your address, postal address, but no longer. We are digital now. And so, yeah, this is a wonderful 6-step training you can do to create your own internet, your own website. And down here, we've got workshops, which are small groups of people who go down deeper into the themes of these events. That's twice a week. They're transformation workshops. Up here, we've got the Anti-95 Income Plan. And here's Michael Cheney, my mentor and partner, multimillionaire. And if you want to do the financial mastery training I mentioned earlier, it's free. And all you have to do is give your name and your email address, get on our mailing list so that you can access this free training. No strings, free training. Okay, you'll be amazed once you experience this. Over here on the right, I've also developed a live e-workbook, and this accompanies the 13 event series, but it's a living document. And so I'm adding to it all the time as the events happen, and I create promotional materials. I put them in here. There's also an opportunity to self-reflect and many links to access various other things, the articles and so on. There are many videos for each theme. It's a wonderful treasure trove of resources for escaping the 9-to-5 grind. I ask you to pay $9.95 for a lifetime license. You get a link, and that link will always be alive, and it will always have new information, new resources added to it, and you can keep it as a personal record of your journey. So you can type into it too. Down here, yeah, I'm a coach, a wealth coach, and so I can help you get into the right position to attract wealth. And all you have to do is talk to me, and the fee will be negotiated, and we will also map out a series of live sessions so we can get you started. So if you're interested in any of these trainings, the best thing to do and the next thing to do is to book a free 30-minute Zoom session with me. This is free. You can access my Calendly or my Zoom schedule link and book yourself in. It's free, no strings. Come and talk to me. I can advise you about what might be the next best step for you. Once I get to talk to you, I will know what to advise. But hurry, these sessions are filling up because people are really seeking my advice. So yeah, go ahead and book a session with me today. It can't hurt. There's nothing to lose. And I will advise you about the next steps. Now, if you do decide to do that, this is the kind of thing I will do, a needs analysis. You can see here at the bottom my Calendly link. In the follow-up mail you'll receive if you registered for this event, you'll also get my Zoom schedule link. So you can go ahead and book yourself in. But yes, when I talk to you, this is what I'll do. I'll establish clear goals and a time frame. I'll market your uniqueness and passion, and we'll discover your market niche. I'll help transform your mindset from dependent employee to independent creator and netpreneur. And that's what I'm doing during these 13 events and in the live eWorkbook too, I mentioned earlier. I'll help you create a website in 6 steps. I can audit your social media platforms and help you create a new presence. I can help you start to build your audience. That means traffic to marketers. So people will come and visit you either on your social media platform or on your website. I'll help you to create content or get started with posts and articles, videos, podcasts, and so on, all manner of media. I'll help you establish a sustainable and productive work routine, which I myself have done and have taught many other people to do in the last 30 years. And in all of this, in all of my coaching and mentoring, I employ mindfulness and visualization. So as a committed Buddhist, I can show you very quickly and simply good mindful practices that will make you more stable, will calm your mind down, and also the magic of visualization, proper visualization. Yeah. Here's Michael Chaney, always enthusiastic, 100% of the time, relentless energy, guides me every day, and many of us with nearly 600 apprentices now. He's an inspiration for posts, and he comments on posts. He provides endless amounts of video training. He's live teaching us each week. He's very spiritual, meditates, and drinks green tea all the time. And best of all, he's incredibly positive all the time. And this is his 25 years of growing as a millionaire. And now he's mentoring we apprentices and handing over his legacy to us, which I'm now handing over to you. So it's not just about becoming a millionaire. It's much, much more than that, as you'll see from the training. This is just a quick rundown of his 5 video training. It's free, no strings. He explores the mindset, similar themes to mine, how to make passive income and profit systems, how to develop formulas that give you freedom and break free from the 9-to-5 grind forever, and the millionaire's mindset. And, you know, becoming a millionaire is not easy. You need the right mindset. You've got to overcome so many obstacles. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's work. It's hard, kind of creative work. But you are out in the limelight and you are forging your own way forward. into success and satisfaction. Okay, so please go ahead. The link for this training is in the startup guide, which is in your follow-up mail. So please go and do the training, sign up and do the training. And then if you don't know what to do after that, come back to me, talk to me. My contact details, all of them are in the startup guide. And I'm always here waiting to help you. Yeah, here it is. This is all you have to do. The Anti-9-to-5 income plan, just put your full name and your email address. We'll give you access, and then you'll be on our mailing list, and you can receive updates and many pieces of good information, good links, products and services that we recommend, and we can keep in touch with you and keep you moving to success in the limelight. So that's more or less it. This is event 9. You need community, you need support, and there are many fabulous digital communities out there just waiting for you to sign up with them. Free, usually free, totally free, and you can contribute and you can learn so much from other people and from mentors and coaches too. So why not reserve a free Zoom session with me today? Please go to my Calendly link. It's in the startup guide. It's on the follow-up mail you'll receive if you registered for this event. Go ahead, book in, and I'll speak to you soon and get you started, and we can talk about your next step. So let me stop sharing, come back to you. Thank you so much for attending today. I hope that's been informative, and I hope that you move forward, take action. Remember, action is the most important thing. Don't just sit back and let all these things drop through your fingers. Take action like I did. Now is the time. By 2030, 400,000 jobs will be given over to AI. And that's just one small aspect of the huge changes ahead. There are many recessions forecast. The traditional work model is crumbling, and it will go on crumbling very quickly. So I'm here to urge you on to take action. And the first action you can take is free, no strings. You know me now, you've met me, you can see I'm opening my heart to you here. I'm providing free training, free opportunities for you out of the goodness of my heart. So take action, come and talk to me, book an appointment, and we'll get you started. Okay, thank you so much for attending today and for watching the replay. Please study your follow-up mail and contact me as soon as you can. I look forward to it. I really look forward to your success in the digital world and your alternative future. Happiness, true happiness, and satisfaction are waiting for you, and I'm here to guide you to them. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to stop the recording now, and you will receive the link to this recording. Once again, apologies for not being live. We've had some technical problems, which we'll try and fix for next time, and enjoy the replay. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.